Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Saturday, March 16th, 2024, the 76th day of the leap year, and just outside of Philadelphia, where the nation was established in 1776, and we were given rights, including the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, we have this news story. Again, this is in Falls Township, just outside of Philadelphia. In the time of the Joe Biden presidency, the man who was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, hit show The Office. Joe Biden, who when he took office said there will be major gun reform in his legislation. Of course, he's number 46, the nation's second Catholic president. The first, JFK, was killed at age 46, 5 years before his brother was killed, who was also advocating for gun reform. It's all been number games. And when it comes to these mass shootings by the numbers, one that comes up all the time is 74. And if you're new here, I teach about the significance of the number 74 and why so many big rituals have to do with 74, like the World Trade Centers coming down on the 74th meridian, like the COVID pandemic being simulated on October 18th, the day leaving 74 days left in the year, right after Carrie Mullis dies at age 74, to why 3 of the first 5 presidents died on 7/4, to why that's our nation's birthday. But anyhow, this number is super important to the secret societies that run this nation. And notice Falls Township is on the 74th meridian west. And in Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, active shooter equals 74. So does the word killing. And look into the song Gematria, the killing name. Of course, Gematria equals 74, like English, like energy, like occult, like Masonic. And there's another big 74 list that has a lot to do with the religious order that created our calendar and our language system. And that religious order is Christianity. And you think about Pennsylvania, founded by William Penn the Quaker, who are of Christianity. But today, 3:16, you think about the Bible, you think about Christianity, you think about John 3:16. And just like how that list of words equals 74 that I just said, Jesus, cross, Messiah, gospel, parables, they all equate to 74 as well, just like English, gematria, occult, energy. 74, big number. And the number often paired with 74 is 33, like Jesus on the cross at age 33. Go figure that this shooting comes 33 weeks from the death anniversary of William Penn, who Pennsylvania is named after. A big advocate for liberty. 33 weeks. And of course, in Gematria, Masonry, order, secrecy, police, they all equate to 33. 33 and 74 paired together all the time. Out of the 50 states, only one sums to 74. It's Oregon, the 33rd state in order of statehood. Also, this news comes on a Saturday, and I could sit here and cover it every Saturday. Some Saturday shootings are more interesting than others, but it has really become part of the constant background noise every Saturday. There's almost a mass shooting in the news every Saturday if you pay attention. If you're new here, Gematria is based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. There's 4 base ciphers, but notice how Saturday shooting and military overlap, and at least 8 out of 10 times they end up telling you that the active shooter's former military. So it should make you ask, what's going on? Like, what are they doing to these soldiers? These people that supposedly signed up to defend the rights and liberties of America turn into mass shooters who just target random public places. And then they'll always put out a story about their manifestos and how much they hated the government, yet they went and shut up the movie theater or the mall or the grocery store or the elementary school. It's like, what about this makes any sense? It seems like the news story is about creating this stereotype for who a bad person is, a person who questions news, media, and government, but then these people who hate government so much just target random citizens. Again, none of these stories make any sense unless you look at it from the standpoint of the government wants to demonize people who question government and news and scare the bejesus out of the rest of the populace so they give up their rights and liberties. And obviously that is what's going on. With regards to those 4 base ciphers, if you do it the small way, shooting equals 37, so does Bucks County, so does Joe Biden. Again, we're in his state. He said there will be major gun reform before he leaves office, and he's got a few months left before his script is up. And then they bring back the nation's second Grover Cleveland, the chump, Also, with regards to those parallels between Biden and JFK, today's the 118th day of Joe Biden's age. Dallas, Texas equals 118, but so does death and homicide. Big fateful number is 118. And today can also be written 16/3, like 163. That's the 38th prime number. Of course, the nation's capital is on the 38th parallel, and the nation's killing department, the Pentagon, has gematria of 38. So does the word death, so does the word murder, so does the word killing. See it all the time. They set this nation on fire after the killing of George Floyd on the corner of 38th and about 1 million more. But today's got those fateful numbers. The 38 and 118 come together in today's shooting. We've seen it before with Tupac. Tupac died on a date that had 38 numerology as well as 118 numerology. Tupac killed on Caesar Borgia's birthday, where White Jesus comes from, and then they put out the album of Tupac on Guy Fawkes Day, important to the Jesuits, with him on the cross like Jesus. And of course, Tupac and Machiavelli, the alias, both equal 74 like Jesus and cross. All right, so active shooter on the loose again. He's somewhere between Sesame Place, like how they like to scare all the children. Like to watch Sesame Street, but he's somewhere between Sesame Place and Shady Brook Farm. Okay. Sounds shady. Oh, there's a new town nearby. Go figure. A new town. Like Connecticut, like Sandy Hook, which they just did the ritual with this week on the anniversary of the Dunblane massacre. And then bringing out the Aaron Rodgers headlines by the numbers on that. Again, March 13th was the anniversary of the Dunblane massacre, which got gun rights taken away in the UK, where first graders were targeted by a gunman, just like at Sandy Hook. They compared Sandy Hook to Dunblane. They were exactly 201 months apart. Now they do the ritual with Aaron Rodgers, who faked his injury on 9/11 in the 201 area code. When Aaron Charles Rodgers equals 201 on the anniversary of Dunblane. Again, if you're new here, there's a reason the first Jesuit Pope is the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. And again, who's doing this? The Jesuits, the Catholic Church, who gave us the language, the calendar, who pretty much set up this nation as we know it. The Jesuits came out of suppression in the lone 201 president, James Madison's time. I forgot to mention that Falls Township equals the Jesuit order, forwards and backwards, 177 and 69. Falls Township, the Jesuit order. And fittingly, the Jesuits were created to counter the 95 Theses. Today's news story comes 95 days after the state's birthday, which is December 12th. The Jesuits, the Society of Jesus, John 3:16, 76th day of the year, targeting the Second Amendment, near where the nation was founded before it was moved to the Jesuit stronghold in D.C. For more familiar patterns, another number that shows up huge in mass shootings, it connects from Sandy Hook to Vegas to a bunch more, is the number 58 in Gematria. Secret society equals 58, like Freemasonry, like Rosicrucian, like Solomon's Temple. The list goes on. But today's the governor's 271st day of his age, which is the 58th prime number. Remember, in the Vegas shooting, they had to tell you 58 were dead 58 days from the governor's birthday, whose birthday was the 5th day of the 8th month. We were talking about how the Vegas shooting was literally synced with Super Bowl 58 through the ritual, and then what happens? The Chiefs win, and then they have a mass shooting at their parade where the president comes out right away and says there needs to be gun reform now. So, again, the sports are scripted, the news is scripted, the elections are scripted, and if you learn this little simple code, you'll see how it's all scripted with proof, with evidence, and you'll have a lot of receipts. So, again, the Jesuits run this nation. Today's a nice little Society of Jesus ritual to undermine your rights and liberties. And it's funny, I was just reading a story from a Quaker in Pennsylvania, and he was writing how we don't need guns, all we need is God. I thought, wow, isn't that exactly what the Society of Jesus would want their people to say? Just believe in the mystical man in the clouds, and just keep believing, the word with lie right in the middle, and don't defend yourself from tyranny. Don't even think about overthrowing it. Just wait for Jesus to come back and make it all right. But until then, pay all your taxes, succumb to all the agendas, pay for the taxes so they can bomb more brown people overseas that look like the physical description of Jesus. Just keep waiting and believing, And don't even think about doing anything for yourself. Just wait for Jesus. He's coming any day now, you know. All right, Truth Seeker. We'll leave it there. Till next time.